Testing 1, 2, 3. Is this real? Okay, everybody, I think we may have this. I can't see anything. I know this is weird. Zoom just crashed. I mean, it crashed and it crashed big time. So Zoom, if you're going to do updates, man, do it in a way that is friendly to the customer. It sucks. Going to find a different platform. Well, hello, everybody. I tell you what, patience, persistence, and tenacity, right? That's all I've got to say. It wasn't going to cut us out. And, I was going to give up. So we worked around it, and here we are. And I'm sure everybody will get back. And we'll just let everyone roll in as they see it. So welcome, everybody. Let me just speak favor over us all. So good to see you. And as he continues to hit the other buttons here, I mean, this is just weird, folks. That was just totally weird. But hey, it's good to be alive. And there we go. I think we're good. So stream is hot and they're saying everything is 5 by 5. So we're in the groove and that's all that counts. So again, sorry for the delay. Well, actually, I'm not. I didn't do anything to begin with. I just simply was sitting here ready to go and it just didn't happen. It's weird. So, and it's still catching up on a few things. So I don't know, folks. Maybe it's a sign. I don't know. So what's up? Kent, it's such good news. Everyone, I'm sure you may have heard. I know I saw you were in there earlier in the other stream. Got better job, better benefits, more money. I mean, how is that not favor and prosperity? I think it's just fabulous. So just so good to hear that, Ken. And, folks, it goes to show you, even when it seems like it's, well, how shall we say, sucks out in, the real world, we can make our own paradise right here. We don't need them. So, hey, Nina, guess what? I just got literally before I originally went on, just got your package here. So tell you what, we'll open this up tomorrow. How's that? And have some fun with it. All right. Let's see what else is going on. So Ruby, we're still sending you love, my dear, sending you healing thoughts, and along with Michael as well. So, hey, Trina, what's up? Good to see you. Lost in Space. Loretta, I saw Susie Q. Andrea, good to see you. Mari, good to see you. Hindra, good to see you. Martin and Heidi, hello. Delaney, hello. Good to see you, my dear. Welcome, everyone. And yeah, I'm kind of curious. It's feels like there's something in there, Nina. So let's see. Tonight, this is really important. And I swear it's, when you look at coincidences, okay. I take that as a good sign. Go with the flow, baby. That's what they say. And give me 1 second, because I'm going to hit that. Yeah, I just saw that. So the Steiger perspective, artistfirst.com, 10 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Mountain, wherever you are. Really tune in tonight. Don't even want to give the title because I don't want to give the bots any opportunity for potential censorship, because this is a hot one. I'm telling you what, this is a hot one. It deals with the Nuremberg Code, deals with human experimentation. So check it out for sure. And I know many of you have said that you've had difficulty through your browser or what have you getting it. Yeah, they know about it. And they are, in fact, trying to censor what they can. So how's the fast going for everybody, huh? Those of you who are doing it, make sure to drink lots of fluid. Okay, I really, Kaya, what's up? Yeah, I tell you, Paul and Guy, y'all really, yeah. This is going to be a humdinger. It really is. That's all I can say. I love writing, and the Steiger perspective gives me an outlet that I so appreciate. How are y'all digging this series? I mean, I've gotten so many emails. I loved it. I think I've answered every one of them. Was up to early this morning and getting them out. So cool, sharing the love, baby. Someone asked, do I have a magic journal? I keep a journal. This is mine. There you go. So in this, yeah, I keep it. When I go to the other side, I'm taking this with me. That's all I can say. I'm taking it with me. I don't know, whoever would be the heir to that will, wow, that'll be fun. So let's see. What else is going on? It is, James. Read your email, sent your response, and read a lot of emails. So yeah, I keep a journal, and you should too. They're fun. If you keep electronic one, just make sure, you encrypt it. So I have been really into reading this book ahead, and I just have a little bit to go, and I'll actually have it done. I love the guy's writing. This Damon Brand is, I really like his approach. It's simplistic, but yet it's extremely complex. I like the fashion by which he approaches the subject of occultism. Magic is occultism. I wrote an email early this morning. I was up about 3:30. I've been waking up now. There was a period of time where I was allowed to sleep, it looked like, but now I'm waking up very regularly at 3:30 or 3:33. And, and I know that's when the spirits are talking. So you get up and you go and listen. Hey, David Castle, how you doing? So many of you, I just want to say hello. Hello, everybody. And someone asked me, they said, well, when did you get interested in the occult? I'd have to say I got interested in the occult probably when I became a Christian. It's weird. I became a Christian at, right before I turned 13. And I don't know if that's really called a commitment. It's more or less, I want to be part of the club. But as I progressed, my first introduction to the duality was when I was introduced to a group of Satanists. They were hardcore practitioners, and it was interesting. There was some things happening there. I've told the story before. No need to me tell it again. And when I really learned magic was really when I got in deeply into Christianity. Christianity, if you look at it, and it's the same with the other religions, they all use utensils. They all have altars. They all have strict procedures. They have their ways of dealing with the mystical. It's just branded that it's approved. And as I have moved on in my life, and I'm grateful for that, I realized I was going through a decade's initiation. Never knew it. Imagine that. And here we are today. Magic works. I mean, whether you want to call it magic, whether you want to call it intense meditation, prayer, whatever you want to call it, it works. It's always worked. There is that which we don't know, which is of the unseen. We can't see our spirits. What does your spirit look like? Be honest. You don't have a clue. Your soul, Describe to me your soul. Everybody claims to have one, and I'm not saying that we don't. I'm just saying I have pondered many a time, if I was to have to make a case before a court in order to prove the validity that I actually was a sentient being and I had a soul and a spirit, apparently, you think about it. That isn't as easy as it would appear. To bring forth evidence that is considered valid evidence would be very difficult. I mean, what are you going to say? I am, therefore I am. I think, therefore I am. Anyway, yes, we are. I'm just waiting for everybody to get in. I figured, yeah, it happens. What can I say, folks? It was there, and so now we're here. And it looks like we're good on all the streams. So excellent. So there we go. So anyway, that's how I became. Let's say, I believe I was always an occultist. Always. If it was really it comes down to what the word means, knowledge seeker. Yeah, I think we're all on that. So anyway, getting back to our book. I love this book. It's a great book. I printed out because I'm going to be doing these experiments. I've written into my journal. I don't find them experiments. I find them just merely refreshing courses. Again, you should be asking yourself the proverbial question, how did I become this wealthy? Why am I this wealthy? And, if you've got that time, write down what it means to you. I mean, what does it mean to be wealthy? You write it down, baby. It comes around. There's another thing I learned. There was a time in my life, David, very much love to you too, brother, and to yours and the kids and what have you, where I wrote business plans. And the thing that I found out about business plans, and they're complicated, depends on what your business is, what your business model, what your goal is, what kind of industry you're coming into. A business plan, a good business plan, can cost you well over $100,000. Amazing, isn't it? And a good business plan is literally, it brings a potential future reality into the present moment. Does that make sense? Yeah, it does. In Habakkuk 2, it says, write the vision down, and though it tarry, it shall come to pass. It's true. So I'm going to be introducing us to some friends. We're going to get to know them because we're going to get right into this. Check out the Steiger perspective. So I really like this sigil that they have. I was meditating on this last night, doing some intense focusing. When the freaking outside begins to spin and each line begins to spin counterclockwise to the other one, yeah, I'd say there's some heavy energy to this stuff. No doubt about it. So I love also how this person really breaks down the phonetic speaking of the spirits. You'll have no problem speaking to them correctly, speaking to their name. They're going to get to know you by your name. You need to get to know them by their names. And I love this. When you look at this, you go, okay, so this is disc In-SPIRIT-ations. And it's so wonderful how he prints it out. You see? And you look at that, And you cannot miss this. You just really can't. So what I did is that I printed out, I'm going to be doing the first ritual, which is really cool. Looking forward to that. Because, many of us, I would say we're beyond the beginner stage, intermediate, I would say. Yeah. So this is the sigil you'll need to get. And this is the one that you will be, the talisman that you will actually be focusing on. So let's get right to it. And by the way, I do have two, actually, I'm getting all of the series. They're hard to find. I do have the 72 angels. I do have, and I've sent this out to many of you who asked, this is the magical cash book for instant finding money, wealth, etc. I want to start out with this real quick on this one as we can move into this on the power of angels. Now, angels are what? Well, they're either human or they're not. I don't know if they're human. I don't believe they are. So then that to me makes them of an alien nature. Now, their alien nature may be aligned with our nature, but I have to recognize that, all right, they exist. I've seen them. They look, they're bipedal. They look to be humanids. Other than that, they seem to have some supernatural powers. I like how they write this. When you contact the angels listed in this book, the ones that we're reading, you will have the power to dominate success and fortune, obtain what you wish, protect yourself, and stop your enemies. These angels can be contacted easily, instructed directly, and will gladly fulfill your desires. Summoning angels is said to be difficult, but there is a system that makes contact easy. I would prosper before the group today in our lesson that I believe that they're here all the time. We're just not conscious of them. And until you are aware of them, when you become aware that you can't see them, but you're aware of the presence, that's the start. And we'll begin to move on because I really want to get into this. All right. So the first working, attracting increased wealth. And again, I printed these out. I had to, because to me, I'm going to do this. This is day one of a 17-day process in this particular phase. The other one's pretty easy. I mean, to begin to simply wake up and during the day and simply say, well, how did I become wealthy? Why am I this wealthy? That's pretty easy. And then remember, you want to stop and follow that up by the attitude of gratitude. If you can develop an attitude of gratitude 24/7, baby, you're on your way. All right. When you have performed the daily practice for 3 weeks, you may already be noticing changes in your life. You should be ready to start attracting increased wealth. This first working can be dramatic or gentle in terms of results, but is generally less disruptive than the ritual that follows. This enables you to get into the magic slowly while giving you the satisfaction of seeing more money come into your life. Now, I know this may sound trivial, but I went out this morning and had to do some early errands. And in the machine, the self-checkout at our grocery store, and they have 24 of them. I walked up to one. There was money in the machine. You can get cash out of it. There was money in it right there, $20. That to me is a sign. And I was meditating on this. Lynn was laughing at me because I was practicing the name of these angels. I mean, I know protocol. There was a time when I used to do a lot of work for the National Republican Party. And met Ronald Reagan, met George Bush, and a number of them because I was doing all the filming. And anyway, I know what protocol is. I know what proper etiquette is. And I would suggest that you learn proper etiquette as well. These are very powerful beings. You don't want to go in as some hick that, no, you need to be respectful, most of all, and show a little appreciation. And how you do that is by learning their names properly. It's true. Anyway, this ritual is designed to bring more money to you generally and is not necessarily about changing your life completely. It is a good introduction to the power and should give you confidence to move into more chaotic, imaginative rituals that bring the shock of real wealth. I mean, you ever held $1 million? Have you ever actually held in your hand a certified check for a little over $10 million? Yeah. This is the thing that can happen. I mean, if that is where you want to go. Now, understand there's a price to be paid for that. It just is not going to come to you on a silver platter. Don't work that way. But these processes, I love these because these are just, they're inside knowledge kind of things. It's like knowing certain key strokes that, makes your computer do things. It says, do not skip this ritual. As a reminder, you should work through this book in order. And we are. We're just speeding it up. You should perform this first working every day for 17 days. If you have to miss a day or two, that is acceptable. Just add a few more days of the ritual practice at the end to make sure you've done at least 17 days. And folks, that's kind of odd because it's in the same path that you lay down new neurosynaptic pathways, new habits. It only takes you about 21, 28 days. Yeah. You can start this ritual on any day of the week, and it can be performed at any time of the day or night. The first part of the working is a simple visualization. I was reluctant to use this magic personally because it seemed ludicrous, but the more I researched the origins of the technique, the more intrigued I became. At the behest of my colleagues, I used this visualization as well as the ritual, and the results were impressive. Even if you find visualization a little underwhelming, I urge you to carry out the entire ritual as described. Go outside and find a small piece of wood, such as any twig or a pinch of earth. Now, that's why I printed this off, because I will be going out today and I've got my place already set aside to where I'm going to do this. Then come back inside, find a space to work. Now, you see, my great thing is that I can use my whole house because my wife, she digs it. Now, she doesn't necessarily do the rituals, but, she's all 100% supportive. And I'll tell you, that is favor. That's all I got to say. And some of you cats know what I'm talking about. All right, find a space to work, face north, and throw this earth or twig on the ground in front of you. It can be cleared away an hour or so after the ritual is done. We all do routines every day. That's a ritual. If you drink coffee every morning, that's a ritual, baby. Yeah. It's spiritual, actually. Caffeine is, and at one time and still is, used in many alchemy and many shamanic recipes, shall we say. Yeah, go down in the Amazon. They'll teach you. If you use a small enough pinch of earth, it can be left until the 17 days are up and then cleared away. Now, I know this sounds a little maybe strange, but I'm just trying to tell you what I do. I have a whiteboard. So where I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to be marking on my whiteboard. Day one, you see what I'm saying? And if I miss a day, then I already have a color code that will extend the 17 days out. Picture a small golden square in front of you, about the size of a coin. This square is glowing with golden light because it is not flat, but an opening into a golden space. You must now, and I practiced this last night, folks, and this is how I do these things. Was sitting there on the couch and I was practicing these as I was rereading them. So try this out. As I'm reading, just stop and close your eyes. I actually did it visually. I reached in, I pulled out. I'm doing dimensional magic here. I'm expanding the space that's around me. This is what you do. All right. Now you must open the square. Reach in with your fingertips and drag the right edge to the right. All right. Now drag the left hand edge to the left. You're stretching space-time here. You literally are. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean that it's not happening. All right. Drag the upper edge upwards and the lower edge downwards. You should now see a golden square glowing brightly in front of you, a little larger than your hand. If your visualization skills are poor, just pretend. All right. We were watching some of the neighborhoods cub playing, and I told Lynn, I said, they're doing magic all the time, and we could hear them. And they're in their make-believe world, using this physical world as their backdrop. Oh, folks, we live in such a fantastic realm. We just get weighed down sometimes. Now reach in with both hands and pull the vertical edges out to the side as far as you can. Reach in with your hands and pull the horizontal edges up and down at the same time. You should now have a large, glowing golden square in front of you. I can see it right now. In my mind's eye, I'm seeing this. Know that this is not a flat square, but an opening. Reach through the golden square. You can close your eyes if it helps, and feel around until you find gold. I'm feeling, you've ever seen an ounce, a cougaran, those type of golden eagle? The edges, they're extremely sharp. And that's what I'm feeling. It's heavy too. Now, it may be in the form of coins, could be in nuggets, rings, or bars of gold. Whatever you sense, grasp it tightly and pull it out of the square. All right? Those of you who are following this, all right? Let the heavy gold in your hands dissolve in your hands. In fact, visualize that you have a pile of gold coins and they're just, your skin is absorbing them. Now, for me, I have a radiance of this golden glow that's in my palm. That's how I see it. As the light of the square fades away, although this is quite a long description, it only takes seconds to perform this ritual. The second part of the ritual uses the charged talisman. Pretty easy, isn't it? I woke up thinking about this. And you know what I'm doing? It's weird because I can see the square. I mean, I can actually see this square and I can actually begin to expand it into this dimension, creating in a sense, it's a portal. It's kind of like Trina's purple planet. This is a portal that I can literally reach in. I can still do it. That's when it becomes fun. So for the next 17 days, we get to do this. Now I'm going to go on. Now this is the talisman. I'll shrink this down so everyone get an idea. I study this. It's interesting. And we'll do this as a group. So if you're looking at this, I want you to focus in on the very center. It looks like a kind of tilted spade. And I want you to stare at that. And the interesting thing is, those black edges become three-dimensional. Just stare, just look at this. Doesn't take long either. And as you begin to see it, those snakes begin to actually have a sense where the eyes are looking. This is a very strange thing. And I was telling Lena, I was doing this last night, and, I let her look at it, and that's immediately what she said. She says, it does give you, she said, I get a sense of almost vertical when I look at this. And she said, and if you keep looking at this as I'm talking to you, you're going to see the outer edges, the circles, they're actually not flat. They're actually, if you look at this, you can actually see them in a 3D frame. And then the symbols really begin to play on you, because at the same time, I can still stare because I was practicing the technique that we learned about time last week. And it's weird how practicing that technique here really comes into hand. It really is handy. So anyway, there you go. All right. So if you print this out, you can place the talisman before you on the floor or table where it can be easily seen. Say the following words out loud. I am grateful for all that I have. I am humble when I revel in the wonders of power. It's really very, how shall we say, orgasmic. I was practicing in last night, yesterday evening, as the sun was going down, there's the smoke here is just incredible, really bad, but yet it provides some fantastic sunsets, and the color that it does and all the nature around you, it paints a surrealistic, kind of like, if many of you know, if you live in areas where you get snow a lot in the wintertime, you get that flat light. Anyway, now, as you say the first sentence, take a few moments to think of things that you are truly grateful for. This may be the breakfast. Isn't it interesting? Breakfast really means to break the fast. We all fast every night. And it's when we're fasting that our body heals. That's why if you carry the principle to the waking time, it continues to aid in the healing. Little FYI for you. So this may be the breakfast that you enjoyed, the good news you received. Kent, how you doing, buddy? An attractive face you looked at, or a good cup of coffee, or a $20 bill that you find in the checkout machine. Seriously, folks, don't try to be grand and impressive, but simply think of recent pleasures that genuinely make you feel grateful. As you read the second sentence, you are making a pact. You are promising that when you receive wealth, you will be impressed and grateful for the wealth. I mean, finding money is fun. I don't care if it's a penny or if it's, $1 million. It's fun. It really is. I really can dig why Karen, our Queen of Courts, she's out in the Yukon mining gold. I get that. It's treasure. That's wealth. I mean, yeah. But you will not show off and try to impress people with your riches. Consider these thoughts as you say these words. If you need to, say these sentences 3 times to make them sure that they actually feel more real to you. So, very simple. I am grateful for all that I have. I am humble when I revel in the wonders of power. I like that power business. The wonders of it. Yeah, baby. In the next part of the ritual, you are calling on spirits that give power to the final part of the ritual. At this point, you do not need to focus intently on the talisman. Instead, focus on the sound of the words you are saying. Now, here we go. Say, Sina, Misas, Tamain, or Sel, Misanthros. Notice whatever light is in the room or space that you're working in. The next set of the words are Tomatos, Benazer, Elianter. Close your eyes and notice the darkness. 7 times say, Lito Iser Osnas. 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 Think one more time. Lito Iser Osnas. Know that 7 spirits who are named in the talisman are ready to be called. Open your eyes and look at your talisman. That's the one that I just showed you. Imagine a soft light on your left and your right, as though you have placed 2 candles on either side of the talisman. Imagine a raging fire before you, coming from the talisman. You will say, Des in imas abar, Ut askin at it deskinat, Maltaus inder dues, Nova inventa in loctum, Insigne corrupus XL invenitus, Nonix ex idinis, Mundus in mesna me haer ant, Miscaer cum lat id ib us fer adka Juli va redi jamas. Et venit et posta fut ra. Non sunt usa mea specto lucas est me emo ut am u lezen vi agnes tempor mover tour. We just called them. Now imagine the sun. Imagine as a vast ball of heat and flame, but then see it shrinking so that in moments it becomes a star. As the sun shrinks, it moves inside your heart and resides there. Imagine this tiny pinprick of light within your heart containing all the massive power and the heat of the sun. Gaze at the talisman in front of you and imagine it is aflame. The black lines becoming bright with the heat of fire. Let the fire die down to a bronze color of light. Call out clearly with authority. Ul naam parentes ras an astos. As you say the words, know that you are summoning spirits of wealth. You may sense their presence upon first uttering the words. And now you get that buzz, you start practicing their names, and repeat the words 2 or more times, and you should feel a slight change in atmosphere. Visualize a brass-colored light from before you, glowing over the talisman. By calling the spirits, you have summoned this light. pure gold coins raining down around you, as though being poured from huge sacks. Imagine that the coins glitter. You can hear them clattering on the ground. Gold has that distinct bell tone to it. Around you, know that they are yours. This only needs to take a moment. When somebody pours out a sack of gold for you, it takes only seconds. 7 spirits have been called to pour gold into your life. The 7 sacks of gold surround you. Know that the money is yours. To close the ritual, look up with your eyes closed and imagine a black raven flying away. When you look back down, the light and the gold should be gone. Say the words, Ver in ad umgignis non tem io, it genis notalit, ignis concurri, I am facit. The ritual is over. Put your talisman away where it will not be disturbed again until the next day. As always, after a ritual, you should busy yourself with a mundane task or something that occupies your mind. You can write down notes in your magical journal first, but you do not want to dwell on the possible results. So distract yourself with a friend, lover, by eating, whatever. Just don't dwell on it. When you complete the working for the last time, you should burn the talisman. Scatter the ashes at a crossroads if you can. In practical terms, be careful when burning paper. This guy apparently had a bad experience. If you've read any of my books, you know that I seem almost paranoid about fire. Fire is dangerous, and when the occult is used, fire can act in unusual ways. It can. How many of you have been in when you've done it and it's like the fire started dancing? I mean, it's weird. Says take precautions, burn the paper in a safe way and discard the cool ashes, then wash your hands clean. If it's impractical, simply think of the paper in a non-magical for a few days, then discard it in the trash. I recommend that you shred it and tear it up if you don't burn it. The magic is underway. Be open to change and work at changing your life to one of wealth. Do not worry about where or how the magic is working. Know that you are being supported and do not dwell on the magic itself. Wow. All right. I want to get over here on the angels a little bit because it kind of helps a little bit more. So we'll get into the second paragraph because now he's going to explain a little bit about these 72 angels. Many of us probably have a correlation, as you know, with Solomon as well. But anyway, the 72 angels of magic is derived from my earlier books, Magical Angels. We'll be going through those. The Greater Magical Angels. If you have those books, you don't need this one. It's essentially the same material. In this book, however, there is a new talisman used to contact the angels, and all 72 angelic sigils have been updated with Hebrew rather than Latin, with a modified method that makes contact easier. Don't worry, you don't need to be able to read a word of Hebrew. Well, thank you. You just scan your eyes over the sigils and it works. I mean, these sigils, they are powerful. The angels in this book can be contacted easily and give you access to over 100 powers that can improve your life. If you want to bring about safe, effective changes through magic, this is the best place to start. This system has been developed over 30 years, again, by a group of occultists known as the Gallery of Magic, with our aim being to create magic that works regardless of your religion or beliefs. The magic is not Jewish or Christian. Hebrew psalms are used to contact the angels because they are shortcuts to angelic contact. Marsha Price can relate to this as well. I know the Psalms. I still quote Psalms 91 over my life. The book of Psalms is quite an interesting journey if you've read them. And yes, they do contact the angels. Even Psalms 91 is a direct contact with an angel. Anyway, let's see. There is a long tradition of using various verses and names to contact these angels. This book contains the words that work the best. It has given us an extremely potent system. This magic is used by people of many religious backgrounds, and by atheists, and by those who just sense there is something magical going on out there. The angels will respond to any strong desire and help you bring about change in the world. The angels in this book are known by many names, but most often they are called the angels of the Shem Ham for Rosh. I think I may have gotten that. These angels can help you to develop and attract love, find harmony, increase fame, find strength, break through adversity, sleep well, heal yourself, and obtain clear thought. There are angelic powers that enable you to invest, discover new methods, improve your business, and find new supporters. You can free yourself of enemies and increase the loyalty of friends and lovers. The power to improve prosperity, win awards, write well, be stable, reduce anxiety, learn easily, understand in new ways, and dominate strong personalities is at your hand. The angels can help you to excite new passion, discover more about yourself, and see the past, present, and future with clarity. Isn't it odd that we need clarity to see the past? I mean, it's one thing to have clarity about seeing the future. And most of us all know about trying to see clarity of the present. It's like looking through the glass of Mississippi water, but it's difficult. It is vital that you read the instructions thoroughly and take the work seriously. Although I encourage a playful confidence with magic, you should consider every magical act a pact with reality. You are asking for magic to bring you a new reality, and you should be prepared to accept that reality. Little true story about a man who wanted to do something great, but never had the contacts nor the associations with those that can make such things happen. But as he ventured where angels feared to dread, dared even to step, he began to find out that there were forces at work that he had never encountered before. In his beginnings, he found himself extremely in energies that would invoke panic attacks, never really fully understanding what was really taking place. That was an initiation that no one ever said, no one ever talked about. But it is as real can be, because that person was me. Magic performed as a test to see if it works will probably not work. You will find out what it is you want to change in your life. Ensure that you understand the instructions in this book fully, and then commit to making that change through your own actions and with magic empowering your efforts. This book also includes a method for empowering the talisman and sigils. This works even if you're using the sigils on a computer screen or other device. There is also information on how to choose an angel, as well as details on communicating directly with angels and developing relationships with them through your magic. Later in the book, there is a section on performing angel magic for other people. I mean, folks, think about this. Angels, whatever they are, they exist. I have seen them. And I have been in the presence of an audience that many in the audience saw them as well. It's curious to me that I have found them also to be outside of a religious ceremony, a gathering. I have been able to find them when I used to do running. I was running one morning. I used to be one of those early runners. I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and that's when I went running and encountered a being. So there is more to this than them just being strapped to a particular dogma or political or religious ideology, because religion is politics. You think about it. If an angel was in fact in the way that it's been presenting, then really it's nothing more than a political operative. Now, the ones that I seem to trust are the ones that are not out there to convert me. You find out yourself. I don't know. The angels in this book can help you carry out difficult tasks, strengthen your will, and increase your popularity. They can work to attract friendship, love, calm down arguments, keep lovers loyal, and recover lost love. They will protect, uncover truth, stop liars and cheats, help you find work, and increase your success in areas of fame and fortune. There are angels that can inspire artists and attract wealth, spreading the word about your work. Debtors can be made to pay up. That's why, if you understand what the year of Jubilee is, it aids. You can turn enemies into friends, protect yourself from dangerous attacks, or lie low and remain unseen. Whether you are making deals, learning a trade, trying to pass exams, or working to increase wealth, the angels can help. You can be popular with superiors, add power to all your work and to all your magic, and to keep your willpower strong. And I'll just share this. There are those spirit beings that, man, they dig people that dig other people. I mean, it's amazing. You can attract spirit beings, angels, into your life, and they can many times act in the background when you're not even aware of it. It's where the term, your guardian angel comes from. Whether you're seeking fame, money, wisdom, or peace, the angelic powers can help you to improve your life in the ways that matter to you most. You don't need to be believing everything or belong to any religion. The angels are ready to listen and ready to work for you. You don't need to be pure or worthy. All you need is a real desire, a strong desire for something to change in your world. If you have that desire, the angels will take you where you want to go. It is their job to give us the power to express the life we dream of living. All you have to do is ask in the right way. And so we'll continue on this, and we're going to get in decoding the whole magic. I just want to show you some of what is in this book. And again, if you want the PDF, here is this bad boy, the one I showed you. And this is a powerful, and this is where I got this, because when I saw this, I went, boom, baby. I mean, this one, the following is a shim talisman, is used for making contact with the 72 angels. I'm just going to tell you for myself, sitting on my couch last night with my wife right next to me, as I was focusing in on here, this thing starts moving. And I knew that I was in this. That's when you begin to know, you get that feeling, that electrical feeling all over you. You're going, oh, yeah. Yeah. And, I love rappelling back in the day, jumping off a side of a cliff. For me, nothing more exhilarating. It talks about in magical angels and the greater, I use two traditional talisman, which have always been effective. He says in 2015, after much thought, the Gallery of Magic decided that we would reveal some of our more closely guarded secrets. This talisman is one of those secrets. The content of the talisman is traditional, but our presentation of it in this form is unique. We have found this talisman to be the most effective for contacting the 72 angels. You do not need to know the Hebrew letters say, but as many people appear to be interested, I will offer a few brief overviews. The three outer circles of the text are lines from Exodus. The outer line is written from the right to the left, as in normal for Hebrew. The second line is written from the left to right, with the next line again written from right to left. If you take any letter from any of the outer circle and scan towards the center of the talisman, the three letters you see spell the root of the angelic name. In the above example, the three letters are Yod-Ha-Veh, which are the root letters of the angelic name Vahel, which each name is created by adding El, or like Isaiah, Aya, to the end of the three-letter root. Now, I was taught that the true angels of light always have the Creator's name in them. El, Gabriel, Michael, Raphael, Shazam. So in the white circle, the outer ring is in a series of divine names. All right, so here we are. These are the divine names. All right. The outer line is written from the right to left as in normal Hebrew. Excuse me. In the inner circle is the text of the Psalms traditionally used to call Razel. And this text is spoken during the ritual. The center triangle contains an encoding of the letters that form the name of God. And I'm telling you, stare at that. It's going to have an impact on you. To create the above talisman for your own use, you have several options. You can have the paperback, you can have a photocopy of the talisman, cut it out, or when you're ready to go, or you can even use a talisman in this book. And then when you make contact with Razel is established, you turn to the page with the angelic sigil. You do not need to keep the talisman in sight throughout the ritual. And we'll get into more of this later. See, this is good. This is deep stuff. I don't know, and there's other places, but for me, it's quite the magical journey. So there. Says we're still live, so that's good. I really dig this. Now, later this afternoon, I am going to go out and do the first ritual. Very comfortable with that. I don't find that to be in any way threatening at all. I mean, to have an attitude of gratitude and say, hey, listen, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate what you're doing here, Now, I ain't going to go out there and hang a sign and say, hey, look at me, but hey, I love it. The 30-day banana challenge. Martin and Heidi, I've never heard of that. Now to send that to me. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, the first time you do it, particularly, if you're doing a complete dry fast, I recommend again water. Yeah, your body begins to really say, all right, what's going on here? We ain't getting no food down here. And you're saying, shut up, I'm doing something spiritual for myself. And the body's going to go, yeah, but man, yeah. Sip. There you go. The Magical Mystery Tour. Yes. And it's a comfortable feeling. It's not some of the, let me tell you, we've covered some pretty dark stuff in this channel, and it is, but you have to learn it. You have to. Better to learn it here than to learn it over there. That's all I'm saying. Because over there sucks. You don't want to learn that over there and go, well, where the hell did these come from? Well, thank you, Lost in Space. Listen, folks, I expect y'all be telling me the same things. I expect those of you who are serious about change, and many of you just listen, that's cool. But for those who are really going to do this, I mean, listen, where I go to shop, I mean, there's a lot of people that come in there, even in the early morning hours. I typically go in at about 5:30. And, what would be the odds of me walking up to a self-checkout machine? And as I get right up there, to swab my number, there's a $20 bill sitting in the dispenser. I mean, okay, come on. To me, I think that's just freaking cool. Nina, thank you, darling. Well, good. We ought to do a show then on your experience of working with those angels, Nina. I think that would be a cool program, no doubt. See, Guy, and then you begin to wonder who has really been steering the ship. Yes, it's true. You find out that there's been some other asshole, you thought you had it, but what they were doing, it's like those student ed cars. They turned the switch off. You thought you were driving it. Man, they're in the back seat. They got this sucker. You're going, well, I thought I was going left, but now I'm going right. Yeah. Martin Heidi, there we go. Was that 20 euros? That is cool. Well, thank you, Myra. That is very kind of you. All right. So see you tomorrow. Tune in tonight in the Steiger perspective. Seriously. Yeah, we'll be here tomorrow. Nina, we're going to open up your package. I'm looking for that. Well, yeah, there you go, Guy. Yeah. Scotty Boy says it's all an illusion. It's just a sleight of hands. Yeah. We're going to have some change here. This is fun. This really is. And if you approach, I think, the unknown, the occult, with a spirit of adventure, it's going to be fun for you. Why would you want to do it with dread, right? All right, folks. Much love, everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye.